Ebusia for some activities in a yama ubibia aquaba. Na Ebusia Kennedy a compreko a Japan, a spokesperson, ya or Kwasi, Kwarteng, Anna, or Bobontenia, or the and some old opina diababi to their watchers, or Moncasa Kennedy a compreko a Japan. Ne camp and I send the team no to me, a background check be, and also went to me, I a poor beer, just a woman who say, said the elections no aircono, just a Kennedy a compreko a Japan. Anna Obewi ne coming 31st January 2026 abrewa pomakwem na MPP osukukoko amanyuko no etumi ekoto aba so o medi yi franka tunia obegina de ama 2028 election abekoso na say Kennedy akompreku Japan per poll a womankasa Kennedy ne camp motumi aye no ade say assistance now de Kennedy akompreku Japan Anna obetumi ewini edi MPP amanyuko no enim eduamako boshe asase no so ebusia enye esenketwa Kwasi Kwarteng de nsama odo pina na de tudia ebusia enye esenketwa mepese ebeko na ekoti na mese wadagere yembonwum na enti nsama odo a ode tudia eba de omu bia no ye de beto aso.
See, election is a process. It's never an event, and the process has stages, and all the stages you need to meet the requirements at every stage. Recall we started with opening of nomination, then finally you pick the nomination, you file, a time will also come where you have to do balloting before even the voting itself. Even there is campaigning and so this is just part of the process that we have to be part. We are grateful to the party. We wish all the other candidates the best. We congratulate each and everyone, including ourselves. Before I went in, I indicated that we are so much fixated on numbers. We are of the strong and firm conviction that Ken's election, and of course, Ken's candidature is more divine than we can imagine. It's about time that God is using Ken to restore a certain order. Recall the days of the Israelites, when the Israelites were determined to move in a certain direction, and they intimated to God that they wanted a human king, and God gave them so. And at some point, Israelites fell. The conditions, everything about Israel really went down. And the Israelites went back to God, and God gave them David. So we are taking an inspiration from that story. That yes, Saul has been rejected, a new David is coming in. So everything that happens through this process is in the hands of the Lord, who is introducing the David, and that new David is Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. So yes, the numbers are good in terms of one being visibility. If you want to look at how easier you are able to identify it on the ballot, it gives us another advantage. In terms of even people who are so no much sure or undecided, sometimes they go and they vote for one. In terms of marketing of the number, also it gives us another advantage. But like I indicated, we as Team Ken are not so much fixated on numbers. We are going to the delegates and sell our good message. And I sat on this platform 2 days ago, and I said that the message of Ken is very simple. Aside demonstrating the capacity, the capability to win power for the MPP, his message is simple. And I paraphrase it in 3 key sentences. That is jobs, jobs, jobs. That's all Ken is going to do. So we'll go back to the polling station executives, over 200,000 of them. Sovereignty resides in them. They are the kingmakers. They are going to decide who leads the party. We will not bank all our hopes on numbers. We will not bank all our hopes on prophecies, even though the direction is so clear, the momentum is so strong, the conviction is so firm up that Ken is going to lead the party. We are not banking our hopes there. We will go to the delegates and appeal to them and sell our message and let them know that we went into an election out of 276 constituencies, 199 of them, we lost them bitterly. 345,000 of people that went to cast their vote voted for our pieces, voted against our presidential candidate. Out of 9 regions with about 98 seats, we have just 5. NDC has 93 of them. There are 4 regions, as I speak to you, we don't even have a representation. Worst performance in the history of our politics from 92 till now, 1.6 million votes difference. We are going to sell this message to them. Then we give them a message of hope, the assurance that the personality, the credibility of Kennedy Agyapong, the marketability. And when I say marketability, we have to separate marketability from visibility. People could be here for 16 years, well visible, visibility in the area of presence, but they may not as well be marketed as Ken and Agyapong. Marketability translates into acceptability. Ken is accepted because people and the whole public trust him. So we are going to show his strength and then assure them of the jobs. And we are so much convinced that with the help of God, just like the Bible says that the heart of the king is in the hands of the Lord, and like the river that runneth, wherever he likes is where he places it. We are so much convinced that 31st, the people are going to vote for Ken.
But it's a game of numbers, really. Out of the over 2,000 delegates, who is on your side?
For that, if you are minded, I'm giving an opportunity to just react quickly to my sister, because at some point she drew me in, so I'm sure it was an invitation for me to react.
Okay.
Remember she mentioned that even President Mahama lost with 1 million votes and came back. But it took him 8 years. I mean, there was the reason why Ken said, if he's taking President Mahama 8 years to do away with 1 million votes, then how many years will it take Dr. Bawumia to then offset the 1.7 million votes difference, which is about 13.6 over those 14 years. I'm not sure the MPP are ready to stay in opposition for 13 or 14 years. You see, the point is that we are not saying Dr. Bawumia is not eligible to contest again. That confusion and that line should be drawn clearly. What we are saying is very straight, that in MPP, per our history, the opportunity of a second chance is not just a reward for showing up. It has always been contingent on performance. And that performance is judged based on the voter share that you are able to add to the party's previous votes. So you look at, for instance, Professor Edubrahin, 30.29, then Kufuor then took it to 39, then Akufo-Addo took it to 45, even though Akufo-Addo, his first round record, he won. We had to go to 10, and then the results then, and Professor Mills won the ultimate election. But then you reference that with Dr. Bawumia. If you look at the graph, it's been up, then he brings it down. If you compare even his votes to the immediate votes of Akufo-Addo, that's about 33% decline. You compare that even among the 8 regions in the south, about 31% decline. Even from the north where he's coming from, that's about 16% decline. So nobody is saying that he cannot go for this contest. But we are saying that within the current circumstances, in our history, if we are being guided by our history, then he cannot be our best foot forward. And we need to also look at the candidate that the people trust, in terms of the candidates having a certain track record of honesty, somebody that the people believe that when we bring, the people will be able to, it will be very easy for us to market. So we have to look at those ones before we have a conversation about the second chance. And we are making a strong case that if we look at all the circumstances surrounding Dr. Bawumia, and of course, just opposing with Kennedy Agyapong, and the fact that a lot of people are calling them more they can buy a better, we believe that we'll be in a safer hand, a safer vote when Ken comes. Now, to your substantive question about whether the delegates are going to, the delegates are going to go for.
How many delegates are on your side?
It will be too. This time, it will be too premature, too early to call. You see, there is no better poll than the poll on the 31st of January 2026. Of course, there has been projections. Musah Danquah will bring his own. Sanity Africa will bring their own. There is also one that mostly has been favoring Dr. Bawumia. Of course, I mean, there is a whole issue about some of them being sponsored, convenience, and that. But whichever way, we run our own.